Hi everybody, it's Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and today I've got something fun to show you. We're going to work on a little chunky journal today. It's small and it's got room for all kinds of things that you might want to put in, some ephemera or just, layers and layers. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And today I am with the Take 5 group. It's a Facebook group over on Facebook, and we like to encourage everyone to take a little time for themselves. And so we always think that hobbies and crafting is a great way to help take care of yourselves and spend just a few minutes every day for yourself. So that's one way you can do it, and it's good for the brain. It makes you think and just enjoy yourself at the same time. So without further ado, I'm going to change us down to the desktop so we can get going here. And I saw I had changed time slots. We have somebody that was not well today, so I changed spots and time slots, and I went in and adjusted it on on the upcoming lives. And just now when I got ready to go live, it wasn't wanting to cooperate, and then I saw that it changed me like to 8 something p.m. I'm like, well, that's not right. So anyway, this is what we're going to be working on today. See this cute little book? And it just flip-flops back and forth. Well, I don't have this one folded right. I'll show you how it's folded. Actually, you can fold it like this so it's got room for all these cute little layers. And it slides together. So it's kind of chunky. And see how much room there is in between each of the pages? That's going to allow us to do some layers there. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Mary. So that is gonna, now this one was made with a template, and this template is from Art Impressions, and I left this out here. I also linked to it in the description. This is the cutest thing, and this is the size that it makes, and this size is, let's see if it tells on here. No, it doesn't. I think the pages are about, I think the whole completed journal is about 3 by 4. Whoops. I never get this thing on the right direction on the first try. So it's about 3.5 by 4.5. That's what size this makes. And so there's also another little set that comes with it that you can get to make some closures. Now, you need to have a die cut machine for something like this, but this is too, and I'm going to go through this and show you how to put it together. But the largest die on here is no bigger than will fit on something like this to go through, one of the die cut machines. So if you don't have a die cut machine though, I'm going to show you, we're going to make a bigger one because I have some things coming up, and I just got confirmation today that I can actually show you. I didn't think I was going to be able to show you what they were until Monday, when the January-February catalog for Close to My Heart comes out. But they said that that's to my discretion and I can show you. So I'm choosing to show you here in a little bit. So I wanted to make something because what I'm going to plan to put into this one is a little bit larger. So I needed to make a larger one. And so I didn't have any templates or anything from this. I didn't have any cut files, so I figured out how to do this one. It's the same concept, and so I'm going to show you how to do this one. I did put the dimensions are in the description for the pages. So we're going to make two parts for the cover, and then all the pages are single. So 2 parts for the cover, and then 6 separate little pages. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Let me set this extra paper to the side. And let me also put us on a do not disturb. We got to get that on. Okay, turn my Wi-Fi off. All right, so our covers need to be 6 by 10, and so I'm going to see which way my paper seems to fold easiest, and that's this way. I can feel it has a little bit of resistance this way. So that means when I make my folds, they're going to do best and not have as much chance of cracking if I do it on the way that it's the grain. Paper has grain, fabric has grain. You know, well, you don't really think about that often, but it does. So it needs to be 10 inches wide, and so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut to 10 inches right here. Let's cut this strip off. We'll just put that to the side. You never know when you might want some of those strips later, especially white. Okay, now I'm going to cut this way. I'm going to cut it at 6 inches, and then I'll have my 2 pieces. And that's all there is to that. So let's go ahead and put that to the side. Oh, I forgot to get my corner rounder out. And then we want to have 6 pages that are, no, they're all layered up here. I can't grab it. So we're going to have 6 pages that are 6 inches tall, and we want them 4 3/8 inches wide. So I'm going to cut, again, I want to make sure that I've got my paper. The easiest way to fold is going up and down this way, and I'm going to cut my 4 3/8. You guys starting to recover from the holidays? And then another one. So we need 6 of them, so I can get 2 on each of these. Be sure and keep all of these, because especially white things, you can always, so versatile. So that's 2, 4, and then 6. So again, the easiest way to fold it, we're going to slide it in that way to make our 4 3/8 cut. All right. And now let's turn them, and we want our 6 inch, we want them 6 inches high. So for a 12 by 12, all we got to do is cut these in half. And then we're good to go. That makes it super easy. Hi, Melanie. Let's just get all these cut. So now we've got 2 parts for the cover and 6 pages. And you know, when you think about, you can put something on the, at least the front cover. You might not want anything on a back cover of a little journal. So you've got the front cover, you've got the inside of the covers. You could do the front and back insides of those, and then both sides of your, 6 pages. So that's really quite a bit to work with when you think about it. It doesn't seem like a lot when you just say 6 pages, but what am I, oh, I couldn't think of what I was looking for. I'm trying to get my stylus. Okay, so now on each of the pages, we're just going to score them at 1/4 of an inch. And that's all we're going to leave for this is going to be kind of our little hinge and glue tab. So just 1/4 of an inch. And we're just going to do that on each one. Guys, this is just fairly easy to create. And then sometimes on my other one, I jumped over and did the 3/8 of an inch, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that was where I was cutting it, not where I was scoring it. But this is just not hard at all. And the way that everything has something to line up against as you're putting it together, basically you're just lining it up onto different places on itself so that it's straight. Okay, so again, the pages are 6 inches high and 4 3/8, and then scored at that 1/4 of an inch. And then our pieces What did I do with the other? Oh, and then the covers are 10 inches wide by 6 inches, and we're going to score those at 4.5 and 5.5. Whoops. So you've got an inch here for your basically kind of, it's not really the spine, well, it is kind of the spines, but we're going to assemble it kind of different, so I don't even know if you'd call that the spine. So 4.5 and 5.5. And let me grab my corner rounder, you guys. Okay, so we've got our corner rounder. And so we're going to, I think that's all we need our scoreboard for right now, and our paper trimmer. So I'm just going to set that down here out of my way. Oh, we might need our paper trimmer in a little while when we start doing some other things. Well, I know we will. So now I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut, I'm going to do the 1/2 inch rounder side. And I'm going to do opposite sides. So always a rounded corner gives you a nice finished look. Well, that doesn't look too finished. What happened here? There we go. I think something got in the way. Okay, so now we're going to take these and go ahead and fold them at your score lines. Get them all nice and folded up. I'm going to give them a good press with a bone folder or just any nice flat thing that's not going to give you a mark across your paper as you know, kind of press that in. Just give you a nice crisp crease. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our squared end and bump it up over here. We're going to glue one inside the other. And so we want to, and you could use double-sided as adhesive if you want to. You could, you know, so any of your tape runners, if you've got some of the score tape that you can just cut easily, you could do that. I am just going to use my trusty liquid glue. And this is that reptile glue that I put in a little small needle nose applicator, and it'll give me just a minute to adjust it if I need to. So we're going to put it up here to the fold. Don't put it across the fold. Make sure that you are not in the way, so it's still going to fold up. So that's the easiest way, is to just go ahead and fold it in so you know that that's not going to be in the way. And then just kind of, you know, line these up. Make sure that you're straight across there. And there you have it. Now you've got that part done. And so now on each of these, we're going to go ahead and fold each one and give them a nice crease. I'm so happy today. Look, today we're using white and we don't have that big blowout from the camera. I still can never figure out what in the world is the difference. Why some days if you use white, or even some days on my paper trimmer, it doesn't like it and you can hardly see what's going on because it just makes it so bright. So I don't know what's going on with that. I just always try to, you know, start all of that up soon enough that I know if it's doing it, maybe I can start over. Sometimes the only thing I've ever been able to figure out to get that to change back is to just turn. I use a camera on an old phone is what I use for that, and the only way I've ever been able to get it to stop doing that when it starts is to just turn that off and on. You know, I can't like just close the app I use and do it. It doesn't seem to make any difference. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and open it up a little bit, and I'm going to, so here's, it's folded this way. I'm gonna open it this way and put, gotta think about that, yeah. So on the same side that you have folded it down, you want your glue on that section. So just, you know, put that on there. And now we're going to start at this fold here, at this score mark. And just line that up again. Make sure that it's not in the way of the crease, so you can, you know, fold that a little bit. And then to make sure it's nice and straight, fold it back down here across the page so you can see if it's lined up. And then just give that a good fold. Make sure it's not in the way. And then just, you know, press that down. And you're going to put 3 on each side. I like to kind of give that a second to set so it doesn't have a problem. Okay, let's do the next one. So again, I'm going to push it this way towards me because, and this seems like this is not the way that you would want it to have your little section like that. But the reason that you want that to have that little, you know, it's almost like a little gusseted amount. I don't know what you would call that. But then you've got that 1/4 of an inch between those pages. So that's why you want to do it even that facing that way from the front. And it's just easy to, you know, get it all lined up like that. And so again, you just want to do this for those 3 pages. So I'm just going to plop that down there. Oops. And it's almost easier to just lay it out flat again. Just let that sit for a minute. What have you guys been making? We've got all day, we've got all of our people. This is our YouTube hop today with our Take 5 group. We always have some great things. Oops, it's a good thing I opened that up. My glue kind of seeped out there. That would have been closed and tight. So then again, just make sure that you're all lined up here. It looks to me like I could use a new blade in my trimmer. It's getting kind of jaggedy. Okay, and then you see we have about another 1/4 of an inch here towards the back, so that'll give us space for it to fill in something on this part of the page with it. Okay, so now we're just going to start on the other side. I'm just going to make it easy and turn it this way for myself. That seems to be a handy way to do it. And then again, just up to the crease or the score line. Pull it down, make sure it's straight. Yeah, I would say go ahead and fold that up. Make sure it's pressed down good, but I would fold it up so in case you had any seep out a little bit, you don't have it gluing down to the page, to the cover. That would not be any fun. Okay. So there we go. But see how easy this is for a construction of it? I mean, it's just some real basic pieces. You just got to have a little bit of patience, but it's not difficult at all. And I think this is a really clever way to, you know, do a little chunky book. Now, if you're wondering what in the world, and I said that we're going to put this together so we can do some upcoming projects in it. And I want to do some more of the stamp and watercolor technique, which I've got some cute things to do. I think that'll be fun. And if we use the little tiny small one from Art Impressions, there's let's see what I do with the little cover of that. What did I do with that? I was going to show you the cover again. Oh, there it is. See, all of these cute things, like there's window frames and little pockets and other decorative little frames, and you know, just cute. You can do some little banners. There's some little things for like they look like little photo corners, but all kinds of things were included in this die set. Here, I'll show you. I mean, I haven't cut them all apart yet. They come like this in this particular one for the small little chunky one I was showing you. And I mean, there's all kinds of cute things. There's like little hearts. These are little borders. You have to clip these off. I've got some little things to cut, die cuts off, but these are so cute. Aren't they just so stinking cute? And so they're all made to, you know, use and make little decorative things for this tiny little book, right? So I just thought that was so fun, and that's why I said I wanted to do a bigger version of that. But when you have an idea that you want to go off of, and there aren't a bunch of dies for that, you got to do something else. I'm sure if you've got like a Cricut or something and you have access to, you know, the designs that are there, there's all kinds of little frames and stuff that you could get to do something. If you want to do things that are in watercolor, you want to make sure that you are using some, watercolor paper. And I like to use that Canson mixed media paper. It's a nice weight, and you know, you can do lots of things with that. So again, the way that this folds up is start with the right side, right, left, and then you just do right, left till you get to the end. Put this one over, and then you've got your cover, then just slide it shut, and there you go. There's your chunky little album, your little journal. And you know, you could do anything you wanted to. I mean, you actually could do some journaling if you wanted to. Put some little pages in here and just journal right on here and do little pieces of artwork. You know, all kinds of things you could do. Red face, red heart shape. Melanie, I don't know what you mean. Did you try to put an emoji and it put that on there, Melanie? I do not know. Okay, so now this is what I wanted to show you guys. These are the things I want to work at. Okay, so since the original idea was like to do some little art pieces and stuff, these are going to be available in the catalog on Monday from Close to My Heart. So here is like a little Polaroid die. Isn't that cute? So that is that. Now they won't be available until Monday, but I will go ahead and when I just found out just practically before I came on live, so I will put the part number and the little frames. But these are only in like the January, February thing. So you guys, if you are interested in this, I would really suggest that you you know, don't waste any time. Yes. Hi, Jeannie. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, Melanie, that's too funny. Look, I figured it out, though, right? I was confused for a minute. So there's like the Polaroid frame. That is adorable. This will make like a postage stamp frame. And then the last one is a window frame. Now, these are a lot bigger than the ones that they have from Art Impressions. And so, like I said, that was one of the reasons I needed to make bigger pages. So now we've got bigger pages, and you know, I just made a book size 6 inches high because I thought, to me, it makes a nice proportional looking size, right? And there is a cute little closure that we're going to make too. We're not going to do that today. So let's go ahead, and I think I'm going to cut some of these out, and let's see how they look. And the stamps. We're going to stamp out the stamps. This is so cute too. These are, I think you can see them in here. I'm just going to leave them there for right now. So there's a waterfront scene with this, you know, little beach houses. Isn't that cute? This little scene, it's called Countryside Scene, and it kind of looks to me like it is fall. And then this is an Alpine scene, and they all come with one sentiment is all, but it does have one sentiment. And this is like snow on the roofs of these, so this kind of looks like winter. And then I couldn't figure out when I first glanced, I'm like, what in the world is this thing? And then if you look close, it's like lamp posts. I mean, it's a lamp post with two little lights on it. And then the other one is a neighborhood scene. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so, so cute. And you know, when you've got something like this, if you stamp them on watercolor paper, you can use the technique I was showing you before with using just a tiny bit. You know, you can use a marker that's a water-soluble marker. You can use that and, you know, and do that. You could just color them with colored pencils. You could use watercolor pencils on, I mean, there's all kinds of things. You could, you know, use the tiny points if you wanted to do your alcohol markers. I mean, whatever you wanted to do, you could do with these cute little scenes. And I think that, you know, that kind of through the year is kind of a fun little thing. But I want to go ahead and I want to cut these and see how they look. I've got, let's see, where's my big scissors? There they are. Let's cut these out and see how they look. Oh, I wonder if there's enough room to get two of them on here. Let me check that out. If I can get two of them on at the same time. No, not on that piece. I could go this way. I'm not sure. Hang on a second. Is that tall enough? Yeah, we could do that. Let me just cut this out. I don't think I can get another one out of here. Next time I'll just probably take a sheet. I'll probably measure how long these are. So we can do two of those. Hi, Sue. But you guys, I've got Melanie with Painting Crafty is on after me. I've got her link in the description. And so I think everybody with our little hop, I think everybody at least put the person following them. And that way you can get right to the next person. Okay, hang on a second. I know if I do this on my workspace there, it would just, we'd have so much shaking and going on, it would just make you seasick. Oh, look at this. Look how cute. Those are so cute. Look, you could even use, look, you've even got one square like this that you could use for something. And all of these tiny squares, man, those are perfect little squares for something. I like that. So a lot of times you can just repurpose something that came out of your die cuts. Let's see, let's try the other one. Let's see what it looks like. Of course, that's not going to be big enough. Well, I'm going to cut a piece of this. Let's just cut it. It's going to cut about 4 inches. And I think side is this? This is kind of a larger one. So if I do about, I'm just going to cut 5 inches off and make it easy. Then I don't have to worry so much about if I'm going to be able to hold it in there. I can't pick it up. There we go. So let's try those. And we've left enough space on the little booklet for these in particular to be able to you know, use some papers behind it, and then you could put some kind of a sentiment above it or below it, or if you wanted to even use real photos, you've got a little bit of room to write something about your photo or whatever, you know, whatever story goes with that. Okay. And so again, look here, we've got a nice square that comes out of here. Okay, look at that. Isn't that cute? So now you've got a cute little Polaroid frame. I love it. Okay, now let's sample some of these stamps out, you guys. Let's see how those are. And you want to, if you do this, you know, and you're gonna put these together for your little book, you would certainly want to work on them and then put them in your book. So you can't really put them in your book and work on them. You're not gonna probably, that would be, you just wouldn't have enough of whatever. Let's see. Okay, now I probably am gonna have to measure these and make sure that my whatever I stamp on is big enough to go behind. So this looks like if I did it on 3 inches, so that's a square. What about this? Will this be 3 inches too? Nope. Is that really 3 inches? No, it's not. So 3 1/4 inches. Let's see if 3 1/4 works for all of them. I would think so. Yeah, so if we do some 3 1/4 inch squares here, that will work. And we will get a chance to see what these look like all stamped out. Back to the paper trimmer. Let's see. 3 1/4. Do we have 3 1/4? Oh, okay. Look, we can use that for this one. Quarter. Well, that doesn't, when you cut it down, it doesn't seem that big. But I guess that actually will work. Let's make sure. Yep. Don't you like how I don't really trust the ruler? Okay, so there's one. We've got 4 little scenes. I want to test them all. See what they look like. Don't you love it when you get your hands on something new and you just can't wait to try it out? And then there's many times we've got things that we just couldn't wait to get our hands on, and where are they? They're still in the bag. It's like we couldn't live without it, but there they still live in their bag. Now, or wait, now tell me, do you do that? Am I the only one that does that? I'm pretty sure I'm not. Pretty sure I'm not the only one. So we've got 2, we just need 2 more. Then we'll stamp them up. We'll try to get, look at, whoa, 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 whoa. That was not going to work. Okay, so now we've got our 4 papers for our 4 little scenes. And I'm probably going to use a scrap because that's not big enough. I'll probably want to stamp it first to see. Okay, where's my block? I set a stamp block out here. Oh my goodness, you guys. There it is. Found it. Okay, so we're just going to put this on here. And because it's a new stamp, I want to just kind of, I'm just going to press it like this on my skin and try to get off some of that residue that comes from the manufacturing process. And then I'm going to ink it up. I actually think I've stuck ink out here too. Well, I don't know. I've got some right here in my desk. And whatever you decide to do, whatever process that you're going to use, whatever method, I mean, that you're going to use to color your stamps after you've stamped them, you want to make sure that you use an ink that is going to work best for that. So, you know, if you are going to use alcohol markers, you're going to want to make sure that you are using something that will work for that, that isn't going to, I can see that's not, let's see. Yeah, see, it just has to, you gotta kind of work with it sometimes. And get it conditioned before it's all ready to stamp good. I think it's getting better. I can see it starting to leave more ink on the actual stamp. Well, it's still got a little bit. Where is that not doing? Right in here. And you want to put the little foam thing down too. What in the world? Looks like it's got ink on it. Let's go ahead and do one though on our little paper. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can't find my other ink. Well, I don't know where I set. Oh, here it is. Let's try this one. Maybe it's my ink pad. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with my new stamp. Let's see. Let's give it a whirl. Okay. Okay, wish me luck. Hi, Carrie. So we're just gonna... I wonder if it's something under my mat. I actually have got some stuff under my mat. Well, I still have that spot that's doing that. But anyway, look how cute that is. So we've got it in black, and so we can then just, you know, use anything that we want to color it. So I'm going to let that sit and kind of dry a minute let's use one of the other stamps. I'm just going to take this off and I'll clean them off in a little bit. Okay. Here's the little Alpine village. These are cute. I love them. And I've heard too that you could take like an eraser too and kind of rub it over your stamps if you're having problems with getting that residue off. You can do that, but I usually don't have much trouble getting it off. And when you take it off though, if you're using an eraser, then you've got to make sure that you don't have any, you know how erasers can kind of leave the eraser crumbs. So you've got to make sure that you don't have any of that going on. All right. Let's try this. And this is the little Alpine Village stamp. So we'll just make a first run at it here on our scrap paper. I have a whole bunch that I didn't get inked. Boy, I don't usually have that much trouble with my stamping, you guys. Maybe I am totally out of practice. You know what? I can feel that thing bending underneath of me. I think that even though it's a mess, I think that was better. I'm trying to see what I've got that's here's a little pad of paper. Let's use that. I can't even say do this or don't do that because I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. I think that got most of it on that one. Okay. Yeah, I must need to pick up some stuff that I've got tucked under my work mat. I just have stuff tucked under there. It's like, oh, here, I'll just stick this under here and then I'll remember where it is. At this point, I probably don't even know what's under there, you guys. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, crush your fingers, everybody. That's pretty good. I am, well, not sure what's going on. But we're already at, let's move on. Let's move on, you guys. I want to get another part of this. So I'm not going to color it right now, but I wanted you to see what the gist of the projects are going to be. I'm going to do a bunch of those. I think that'll be super cute. And now I found these paper. These are so old. Let's see, that's not, oh, is it the one? Found one that had a bunch of blue color. Oh, here we've got some clouds. I thought this was cute. This is perfect to use a bunch of your old 6x6 pads that are sitting around doing nothing, because you can just get these in here and you can back your little pages with them like this. I think I will put, now these were 4, what did I say? 4 3/8 is what the total page was. Probably 4 1/8. Yeah, 4 1/8. But if you want a little bit of, you know, white space around the edge, we could just even do it at 4 and have a tiny bit of white around the edge. So if we did 4, or let's see, where's our little things we're going to use? Yeah, I think if we do 4 inches, I think that might be a nice size. Let's check it out. We don't have to commit to it. We're just playing around for now. We'll see how this works. So if we do 4 inches, and then it's already 6 inches tall, so let's take this like 5 3/4. Let's see how that is. I'm just taking you along, working with me on this. So if we've got that there, we've got a little bit of white peeking out, which I think that'll be pretty in the end. And then we could put our little window scene in here. Except those clouds look awfully summery to me. Maybe we could put this in here. But you know, whatever kind of things that you've got to use for your, yeah, see, this'll give us like about 1/8 of an inch on the sides. So I like that. I like that for a size for our page. So that was, let's write it down again. Whatever it was. I don't know. Hi, Darla. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. Welcome. And we are with a group today that is doing a YouTube hop. And so the next person is in my description. So that's Melanie with Painting Crafty. And she's going to be up next in our Take 5 group. So this is 4 inches by 5 3/4. So that's what our mat was. And I like that size. So I think as I go forward, I'm going to try to just do those. And it gives a little bit of room. That way also, you guys, we're not in the way of our little hinged part there. But if you want to, you know, do it and cover that whole page, you would want to put that, your mat would be, let's see, that would be like 4 1/8. I would make it 4 1/8 by 6. So if you don't want, if you want no background, you guys, don't I write terrible? Oh, I don't even have enough room over there. No background. You would do it 4 1/8 by 6 inches. So that's with no background. Oh, I tell you, I wish I had pretty hand. You know what? Honestly, I never had pretty handwriting ever. Even as a kid, when we used to, you know, practice penmanship, never. It just never was to be, I guess. But yes, Darla, welcome. And yes, going into a fun holiday weekend. But look, I think that's going to be cute. And, you know, with it colored up, that'll be adorable. And then if we were going to do, let's find something. Do we have a color that would work nice with our other scene? Let's see. Oh, that might be pretty for an Alpine scene. I don't know though. I think maybe some of the blues I would use might not go that well with that color. Maybe something a little different. I don't know. There's all kinds of options, you guys. Let me see. I had another one I pulled out too. I've had these things forever, you guys. Oh, that one doesn't have any. And if you wanted to do a whole book and kind of have it like a little something leaning towards Valentine's Day with just little cute things like that on each page, you could do that. Wouldn't that be fun? But look, well, here, I guess we could hold this up here like this. Actually, that's not too bad. That might be kind of a nice background. What do you think? Carrie says she's got great printing from working at school. I bet you do. That's cool. I think that is so sweet. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll cut another mat real quick. So I'm going to do this one the same at our 4 inches by 5 3/4. Darla, what kind of stitching are you doing? I haven't done any stitching in so many years. I used to do a lot of embroidery. And then when my kids were little, I did a lot of cross stitching. Cross stitching was a nice thing to just be able to do. It wasn't expensive, and you know, I could do a little bit at a time as I had time. I did, what else did I do back then? I did some candle wicking. How many of you have ever done that? Do you know what that is? Do you know what candle wicking is? It's kind of a form of embroidery. Well, I guess some of it is embroidery, but then, no. Is it all just the little knots? I can't even remember. So now you can put on your little Polaroid thing. This would be, I think we aren't really doing it justice because we don't have any color in it yet, you guys. But look how cute that would be when we get some color in it. And put that on there. But see, this is what I was saying. Look how many pages we actually have. You would want to put something on your cover, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. This makes 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You might not, maybe 17. And that's 17 if you don't do anything on the back. I usually don't do much of anything on the back. Do you guys, put much of anything on the back of little booklets? I like them to just kind of lay flat. Maybe something, but it needs to be flat in my opinion. But yeah, so I think this is going to be fun. And like I said, if you do something and you want to use the stamps with the watercolors, make sure you're using your ink that you print with. Make sure that that is something that can take the water, waterproof. That's a good word, waterproof. And then if you're going to use alcohol markers, make sure you're using something that can take those. Don't use something, if you're using alcohol markers, stay away from things like Stays On, and some of those solvent-based markers can get into your nibs on your alcohol markers and mess them up. So be careful and not do that. And a lot of times you can find an ink that says it's, alcohol marker proof, and you want to make sure that you're using a good paper for that too. So everything, needs a paper that goes with it and an ink that goes with it, whatever kind of a technique that you want to use for, doing any, coloring. Now, if you're going to use just something like colored pencils, then you can just use your regular paper that you've stamped on, and colored pencils make an easy, way to add a little bit of color. And sometimes when you've got things, you don't even have to like completely color them in. Even just a tiny bit of color works well. And colored pencil, now I don't know, I would have to think about what kind of ink and paper that you would need. But I know if you use colored pencils, one of the things that you can use is called Gamsol, and you put it on a stub, and it kind of smooths it all out and makes it just look, it gives it colored pencils a totally different look. So that is fun too. Hey there, Christy. How are you? Oh, Wendy. Oh my goodness. I know. I tell you, there's so many people that are ill right now, and right at the holidays. That is not a fun time, you guys. We've had people at my house that have not been well either. But you guys, I am going to go ahead, and when I'm done here, I will go in and put the numbers to these close to my heart stamps and dies in case you want to use those. I do have one already for the little, the die set from Art Impressions. And that's a link to scrapbook.com. They've got a lot, because I have an affiliate link for scrapbook.com. But don't let that fool you, that scrapbook.com. My goodness, they have got all kinds of different things for lots of kinds of, paper crafting and, markers and inks and different kinds of mediums. And so all kinds of fun things, you guys. So don't let that scare you away. Oh my goodness. I'm supposed to be on for an hour, you guys. Sometimes an hour for me is a long time. Some of our people in our group, and again, I'm with the Take 5 group. This is our YouTube Hop Day, and you sound like I said YouTube Hop Day. And we come over here once a month on Fridays. We all come over and do that. So you can find the next person linked in my description. But the Facebook group Take 5, we like to encourage people to take a few minutes for themselves, and certainly hobbies and crafting are a nice way to take a few minutes for yourself, right? Sometimes it can go farther than just your few minutes, though. You get started and get kind of, you just keep going. And there's nothing wrong with that if you could spare the time to do it, right? We all like to do that. But you guys, thanks for popping on here with me today. Let's see, is there anything else I need to tell you? Not that I can think of, but I hope you'll try one of the little chunky books. Try it, let me know. Come over to my page on Facebook, or just leave a comment in here and let me know if you think this is a fun idea, or tell me how you would use a little book like this. I like to know that. A lot of times the people who are, watching with us, they have a great idea about something different they would do, not that I might not have thought of. And, I am not the living end of creativity. So, if you have something that you want to share with us, be sure and do. We all love, some input from everybody and the things that you like to do as well. Or if you have any requests, let me know. If there's something you'd like to know how to do that maybe I could show you, I'd be happy to, try to show you that. But it's still a little early. Any questions? Questions? Comments? Any more comments? Yeah, somebody was surprised that I was doing live things on YouTube. And I said I really stayed away from that for a while because I always felt like YouTube needed to be just, tutorials that people could come and view and leave. But I see that YouTube has set it up to where there are actually some, there's a tab that says lives. So, that makes it kind of nice that people can, know that that's alive. But yeah, they get kind of lengthy. Sometimes I don't need this whole hour, but because I'm in the group today and the next person comes on right after me, I'm going to try to hang out. And you guys know I don't have any trouble in carrying on a conversation. But when it's like this, it's like I'm carrying on a conversation by myself, right? So Wendy says, thanks. She'll have to replay. Yeah, Wendy, poor Wendy, she's had COVID too. She went to sleep when she started watching, but then she dozed off. Oh my goodness, I know how that goes. Okay, my time is over. Let's go over and see what Melanie's got going on. Her link is in the description. Painting Crafty. Bye bye guys. Thanks for joining me today.